Alright, so I've gathered what looks like a bunch of random stuff, and if you've looked at your project for this week, you might kind of have a clue why I've gathered all of this. But this week for your project, you are actually going to be doing a found objects color wheel. And um, every year I post pictures of this and detailed directions, but sometimes it gets a little confusing for some people. So I wanted to do a demo video for this, even though it is kind of a different project than what we typically do. But I wanted to do a demo video just so you could kind of see what is expected of you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to do with this. All right, so I went and pulled a few more items because I realized I didn't have enough for the project. All right, so I've pulled a few more items to make sure I have enough so that I can go over these directions with you. So some key things are that you want to make sure you have enough of every color. And these directions are explicitly stated in your project, okay? So in your project, it states that you need to have a minimum of 5 objects per color. And it only includes the primary and secondary colors as required, okay? So that's 6 colors, 6 different colors, 5 objects each, a total of 30 objects minimum to complete your wheel. Now, something you can do is include colors that are between your secondary and primary, or, you know, something like that. So I've even got some pink and some other colors in here. So I've got more than the minimum. All right, so the minimum is 5 objects per color. So if that's all you can find, that is fine. But you can go above the minimum. Okay, so the first thing you're supposed to do is you're going to take all of these objects and you're going to arrange them like a color wheel. Okay, so let me grab my little handy dandy color wheel. And the only thing is it's glossy, so it may not show up very well. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. I bet if I turn this light off for a second, that helps. There we go. Okay, so here's a color wheel. Okay, this is what you are doing. The only colors I'm requiring are your primary. So you see that, that's red, that's blue, and that's yellow. And your secondary, right here, violet, green, and orange. Okay? So secondary and primary are the only ones I'm requiring. You can do some of these other colors that fall between your primary and secondary. Okay? But they're not required. All right? So I'm only requiring primary colors and secondary colors. Okay? So let's set this to the side. And let's start sorting. Okay? So I want to arrange mine, you know, like the color wheel I just showed you. So it means I'm going to have my red at the top. I'm going to put my red objects at the top. All right. Of course, my space for you to see with this camera is kind of small. I'll take a picture, or I'll try to take a picture. Of course, my camera will be in the way, but I'll try to take a picture of what this looks like zoomed out. So bear with me. When you do yours, it'll be, you know, more like a wheel, like a circle. Mine, my camera is zoomed in really close for me to do my demos for you, but it doesn't really work out very well for this demo. All right, so I've got my red laid out right here, and I'm going to put my yellow over here. My pink objects are actually, even though this isn't a required color, I'm putting them in here anyway. So they kind of go in there between that like purple color, that violet. Okay. And then my orange will go kind of up here. I've got my orange objects there. Blue is going to go right here. So I've got all my blue objects over here. Move that around. And it's okay if there are some other colors on there besides just blue, but just try to make sure the whole color is, you know, that main color that you're going for. All right, so my greens would go right here because my yellow objects are going to go right here. And there we have it. So let me move this, see if I can move this. There is my finished color wheel. Okay? So yours should look something like this. You can make it a little more spread out. I'm having to, bring it in kind of close because I have a smaller space to work with. Okay? So it's okay if yours is more spread out. That's actually what I'm looking for, kind of like what you see in the example picture. So let me go ahead and take a picture of this. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do, once you've taken your picture, so I took my picture. Once you've taken your picture, you're going to take a picture of the three objects, one from each primary color. Okay, so I'm going to pick out an object from each primary color. Okay, and go with that. All right, so I'm going to move all of this to the side. I know it's getting a little crowded on this desk. Okay, so I'm going to move all of that to the side. So I'm laying out one object from each of the primary colors, okay? And then I'm going to take a picture of that, okay? And that's going to be that part of the assignment done. So that's the second prompt of the assignment, is this right here. This is all you're doing right here. You're taking one object, okay? So now I'm going to take a picture. And I have my picture. Move that to the side because I'm going to need some of those in a minute. Now I'm taking three objects, one from each of the secondary colors. Okay. So there's my violet. There's my green. And there's my orange. Okay, so I got little Mike Wazowski there for my green. If he doesn't look like he wants to sit up. All right, so there are my three right here. 1, 2, 3. My three secondary color objects. Okay. So I'm going to take a picture of those. Okay. Again, I'm going to move these to the side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 objects, one from each color used to make orange and an orange object. So I just had my orange right here. Okay. And then what colors are used to make orange? That's right, red and yellow. So now I'm going to take a picture of those 3 objects because red mixed with yellow creates orange. All right, put that back to the side. Now I'm going to do the same thing but with green. So I'm going to choose 3 objects, one from each color used to make green and green. So I just had my green right here. And then what makes green? That's right. Blue and yellow mixed together make green. So now I'm going to take a picture of this. All right, last one. Now, oops, I'm going to take 3 objects, this time one from each color used to make violet and violet. So I've got my violet, and then I have my 2 colors that are used to make violet, which are, that's right, red and blue. So these 2 colors mixed together make violet, or what some of us call purple. I'm going to take a picture of that. And I just finished that whole project. That was so easy, wasn't it? So you were just pulling together a bunch of random objects from around where you are, whether it's where you live or, you know, wherever you are. You're just pulling some objects together that are multiple colors, just different colors. Make sure you have a minimum of 5 per primary and secondary color. So for a total of 30 objects. And those objects don't have to be big. I mean, you can see like I've got like a little keychain. I had some lip balm, little, you know, plug for a car kind of a thing. Some little pieces of gum. Like, it's not, you know, it's not big. I had some hand sanitizer bottles. So that is your project this week. It's actually like, you know, it's fun. It's simple. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt in a way. But hopefully this video helps clear up past confusion that has happened with these directions. So hopefully that all helps you, and please let me know if you have any questions. Bye.